my feeling is that as what's happening is that Russia's global influence is decreasing as the Ukraine war's global influence is increasing. So in other words, they're on opposite trajectories. So as the duration, significance, brutality, and bloodiness of the war increases, Russia becomes more and more isolated. You can go through this in a number of factors. If you look, for example, at in energy terms, this is going to be the last winter that Russia could plausibly put Europe in the cold and in the dark. Europe is making great strides towards finding alternative sources of energy, whether that's alternative suppliers or renewables. Dramatic changes are happening. There's a famous saying, I think it's attributed to Lenin, I believe, that there are some decades when nothing happens, and then there are some weeks when decades happen. And there's been many, many weeks this year where decades happen. I think we've seen decades of progress in terms of energy, renewables, and so forth. So one of five. So number one, energy terms, Russia is going to have decreasing influence over Europe. Number two, in trade and economic affairs, we've already seen what's being referred to as the great decoupling of Russia being cut off from what used to be formerly major trading partners. In military terms, the recent retaliation against Ukraine for the putative attack on the Kerch Street Bridge, putative that they're ascribing authorship of to Ukraine, that is, again, also self-defeating for Russia. It's using up a supply of precision-guided munitions that in military terms would be better used against military targets, not against kindergarten playgrounds. And to say nothing of the incredible moral crime of doing that, just in pure military terms, it doesn't make sense. Also, what it has done is further solidified Ukrainian opposition. As historians, we see this again and again. When you bomb a people, like, for example, the Blitz in London, the reaction tends to be a sense of solidarity, a sense of hanging together to survive and persist, and that's happening in Ukraine as well. It's also given such credence to Ukraine's request for air defense systems that the New York Times just now, as I was just getting ready for this session, just reported that Germany is now shipping an air defense system that is so new, it has never been used in Germany or anywhere else. It's called the Iris-T SLM system. It has already crossed Ukraine's border from Poland. It apparently includes mobile launchers, a 360-degree radar, and a separate command vehicle from which you can operate the system. This was in development in Germany, and it's capable, apparently, of it's effective at distances of up to 25 miles. It can strike targets 12 miles up. It was basically still in development, but now they've let Ukraine jump the queue and shipped it right to Ukraine. The idea that that would have happened even, a week ago is unthinkable. So to recap, in terms of energy, economics, military, Russian influence is actually declining because allies are banding together to fight against it. Soft power, number four, that is, in the West, Russia's soft power is basically non-existent at this point. The fifth and final category, and that's the real wild card, is nuclear. That's obviously the big worry. There, Russia's global influence in that category remains strong. There are only two strategic nuclear powers. That's the United States and Russia. More than 30 years after the end of the Cold War, Russia and the United States still control 90% of the world's nuclear warheads. They are the only two states with civilization-ending capabilities, with the ability to kill most life on Earth within, frankly, a matter of minutes if they choose to do so. They are in a nuclear class by themselves.